We'll just give it a couple more minutes until some people show up here. Let's see here. I want to be able to see the chat. Welcome to the chat. I think we're good. Yeah, you see me okay? I love it down here. So cool. So cool. I'm going to turn you guys around. We are in North Carolina this morning or afternoon, your time. We're in a town called Mooresville. And it's about right in the middle of the state. And we're just down in their old downtown. They have a newer downtown now, of course, but they have an older downtown. Now, when I say old, I mean American old, not British old. I just love this building right over here. Can I zoom in right there? Mooresville Ice Cream. That's been there for quite a while. I just love the architecture here. Is a lot of red brick style buildings, and one of the cool things is back in the day they used to use the side of the buildings for art and advertising. This of course is for ice cream deluxe, and I got a bigger one here. I'm gonna cross the street, make sure I don't get hit. Across the street, I don't know if you can see this, for Wrigley Gum, the whole side of the building. We got up there, we got hardware, Coca-Cola. I just love the side of the building artwork. Good morning, LC. Good morning, Carol. We were in Mooresville, North Carolina this morning. And I just figured we'd do a little walk downtown, shall we? We have a few things going on today. So I will not be able to do the normal hour and a half, but as we have reservations for lunch, so this will probably only be about an hour. But this is their main street, as we're going to see here. Main Street, just right there. Main Street. See, we have, so I guess that would be equal to High Street on your side. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Top Shelf Whiskey Bar. Everybody's got to have one. I think, let's see here. Let's walk down this way. But I was saying, they're really into the brick buildings, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. This is, let's see here, just your average old school downtown in small town America. A lot of shops that are not chain stores. Makes it nice. So how are we all doing today? Oh, this is kind of cool. This is Murto Made Distillery. Making their moonshine. which is now legal and pretty high tech too. Just cute little shops. A garden room. Now this is a place that we may eventually get to. It's called the Dive Bar. Of course, there's got to be a tattoo place over there. Everybody doing okay? I want to thank you for joining me for a little trip down downtown Mooresville. But you see the architecture here, really heavy with the brick, and that's kind of common in this part of the country. I love it, personally. Living up top, or maybe some offices up top, but then the shop down below. I absolutely love this part of the country. I really do. There's some more of that building artwork I was talking to you about. For Chevrolet. Those may be original, or they've just been retouched up from the original. But I think the ones we showed you from before were the original ones that had been there. This is the old train station that's been converted, Mooresville Depot. Let me see if I can back out to give you a better, but it's been converted into like little art and stuff like that. Let me see if I can get a better shot of it. Train tracks are right on the other side. We'll go around and see the train. Oh, there's another wall. But this is the old train depot right here. Back. See, one of the cool things I love about seeing all the things, the old building stuff, you actually make a point to put plaques up. I don't see that here. It's kind of a bummer, but there's more wall art, Coca-Cola. It's obviously been redone. But this is the other side of the tracks. Beautiful looking buildings. That's, of course, a weed shop, because every town's got to have one of those now. We're going to go over here and look at this plaque. Tarts, yes, it was called Tarts. Like Gone with the Wind. They do have a little memorial. Looks to be to the Marine Corps. Right here in town, this. Lest we forget that peace has a price, in memorial to our Marines and sailors of the multinational peacekeeping force, Lebanon, 1983 to 1984. And then they list the service men and women who are from Mooresville here. Oh, that's cool. Interesting. One for Lebanon. You just never know what you're gonna find. Marja, hi, how are you? North Carolina is a little bit of old world. You'll find that a lot in the downtowns, you know, in the older parts, like where we're at now. Of course, it's modernized, as many cities do, but Epic Chop House, that's where we're going to dinner tonight. It's wonderful. But I'm so happy that they've kept a lot of this area, this little section of the town, kind of as is. I just love it. And I mean, you know, the brick buildings and all that stuff, just it changes as you go further down this road here. Let's see here. John Franklin Moore, 1822 to 1877. Pioneer citizen, donor of land. And, oh, here we go. This I did not know. We are learning this together. John Franklin Moore, who the town is named after. Donor of land for civic use, Mooresville was named in his honor. Look at it at the bottom there. Erected by the Battle of Bentonville Chapter, United Daughters of Confederacy, 1950. Okay, there you go. Interesting. Interesting. I just love the architecture. Well, let's just keep walking through this park here. I actually love this area because it's just a different vibe, a different lifestyle, I guess you can say. It's just, people are very friendly. People are just very relaxed and chill, and it's just an easier pace, I guess, if that makes sense. It's just, you find, like, even in Ventura, even though Ventura is a real small town, it just seems way more stress going on, even though we're not considered very stressful because we're a beach town and yada yada yada. It's nothing compared to how it is here. And I just love seeing the old homes that are scattered throughout, that, you know, been passed down through generations. And I'm gonna cross the street here, make sure it's safe to do so. And, you know, it's just, I would love to move here. I would. My mother-in-law lives here. You know, makes perfect sense to me, but who knows? Who knows what that'll happen? Yes, I do, Elsie. I love a good informative plaque as well. So they just, this obviously was probably erected their 150th anniversary, which, as you probably know, is not very old on your side of the Atlantic, but you got another marker up here with the state flag, North Carolina state flag, of course, United States flag, and this eagle sculpture, which looks pretty cool. Beautiful. It's Mooresville Police, 1873. Very cool. And the fire department. So honoring the men and women who serve. That's just a cool sculpture, though, the eagle. Very cool. It's just cool to honor the men and women of the fire and police departments. Ace Ventura. I'm not going to go down that way. We'll start heading back up this way. Now, of course, as much as I love the old school Main Street, it does kind of, eventually newer, excuse the loud noises of vehicles, but, newer establishments come in. I think there's a rule or a law or some sort of ordinance that you have to keep the building. If you want to create a new place of business down here, you have to keep the building a certain way, kind of like what you have for your listed buildings. So I'm not sure what the stipulations actually are, but I'm sure they're along the same lines there to kind of keep it as original. This is beautiful. I'm gonna flip around here. Yeah, that eagle was cool. Very cool. Hi, Linda. I didn't see you pop in. Thank you for coming. That's that plaque. I just love, I don't know if you guys can see that artwork over there. Let me see if I can zoom in right there. Gildencola. It's got a gal who looks like she's sitting in a cup. I just love the old advertisements. This is where we're eating tonight at Epic Chop House. This building, oh, here's a site, historical site. Mooresville, HPC, 1888. Hey Sam, how are you? Thank you for coming. They say this restaurant's been here since 1888. It's a pretty bold statement. I don't know that to be true, but here's another one. Oh, we saw this one. This is the Chevrolet one. So cool. It's large, very large. Goodman Drug Company, free parking in the back. This is wonderful. And what's great about the old town that you don't see in the new part of town is homeless people. You don't see people living on the streets. You don't see people who are kind of not well, right? But you will see that even small towns like Mooresville, and Mooresville's grown. It's big. It's big. It's grown. This is just one little patch that they've kept original, which I love. Alright, we're gonna head up New Street. For those of you who didn't hear at the beginning, I'm only gonna do about an hour today. We got reservations for lunch down right by at a restaurant near the lake. That's right on a lake here. There's a lake called Lake Norman. I think I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's the largest man-made lake in the States. It's huge too, and a lot of big expensive homes are right there on the shores of this lake. They have a bunch of like what they call fingers, because the lake just goes on, and there's just a lot of high-end homes that reside along the shores. And we're going to a restaurant called the Blue Parrot, and I've been there before. They have pretty decent food, but the atmosphere is a lot of fun, and my mother-in-law and our good friends Brian and Jenny, who are with us on this trip, and of course Cooper, who we saw North Carolina State University 2 days ago. We ended in Raleigh, which is named after Sir Walter Raleigh, but we stayed the night in Raleigh. Went and had dinner just to kind of see the city and the vibe. and give Cooper an idea of what it's like down there. It's awesome. It's awesome. Love the school itself. Tomorrow we go to South Carolina University, or University of South Carolina, and we also will hit Clemson University, which is also in the state of South Carolina. We're about 2 hours from both, from where we're at, so it's not too far to get to. And I'm going to just go over here and have a seat with this young lady. Her name is Peggy Pop, a legendary citizen who owned successful businesses and helped revitalize downtown Mooresville. That is Ms. Peggy Pop. What's she holding in her lap here? Shoe Fashions. Peggy's Shoe Fashions. So it may have been a store that she started. Let's see, I haven't been looking at the chats, of course. I've been too much yapping. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Marja, what YouTuber? They do have flat roofs. And in fact, Elsie, you look right there and it looks flat. That is actually, if you were to get there, that's actually just the roof. The wall actually extends above the roof. You can climb over the top down onto the roof and they wouldn't see you. And you can kind of get an idea how it is right there. See how the wall is right there. Yes, they all have flat roofs. That is for sure. Morning. Oh no, I'm showing them the buildings across the street. Good, thank you. Friendly people. And see, the old signs on the sides of the building, often uncovered, are called ghost signs. Yeah, I've heard that before, Carol. I absolutely have heard that before. I'm going to turn around here. Which university are we looking around? So, North Carolina State University, which was on Friday. Loved it. I think Cooper liked it. He keeps everything close to the vest. He doesn't want to come out and say it for whatever reason. He's got to process the whole thing, which is fine. And then tomorrow we head to the University of South Carolina and Clemson University, which is also in the state of South Carolina. But it's a different vibe for sure. Now, one thing that Mooresville is known for and is NASCAR, National Association Stock Car Auto Racing. The town's moniker is called Race City, USA. And while the actual NASCAR didn't start in Mooresville, I just love this clock here. It did have a lot of roots here. And then, as many of you know, and maybe don't know, NASCAR got its start with moonshine running, what they call rum runners and moonshiners. And these guys would put the illegal moonshine in their vehicles and they would drive around. Well, they have to outrun the cops. The police chase them, so they would, work on their cars to make them faster. And then it became a thing to where all the moonshiners got together to see who had the fastest car, and voila, NASCAR starts. And then it became such a corporation, conglomerate entity. It's makes billions of dollars, yada yada yada. But it got its start in this area of the country, and in North Carolina, in Charlotte, they have the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And in Mooresville, they call it Race City, USA, because for whatever reason, a lot of the race teams just love these buildings. A lot of the race teams got their start here, and they have their race shops here. So you can actually go to the race shops, see them working on the cars, see the drivers every once in a while. And so if you're into NASCAR or auto racing, motorsports might be your thing. But so they call themselves Race City, USA. Okay, sorry, I keep neglecting to read here. I'm so sorry. Blue Parrot sounds interesting. Yes, it's got a very tropical, Caribbean vibe, as you would expect from the name, Blue Parrot. So it serves Mai Tais and all those kind of drinks that you would expect. And it's fun, and it's right on the water. And it's not right now, but it'll get pretty humid today, as it tends to do in this part of the country. So being on the water, it's nice. I'm not familiar, Elsie, with the Monty Python sketch. Or maybe I am, I'm not sure. You'll have to remind me. Genuine American pizzas get delivered on a flatbed truck. Each slice doubles as a breakdown warning triangle. There are some places that has huge pizza, that's for sure. We had pizza last night, as a matter of fact. And while you're waiting for your pizza, they serve you margaritas, which was kind of a weird thing, but definitely a thing. Statue reminds me of one here in Liverpool of Eleanor Rigby. Oh, she's sitting on a bench. They have tons of rain, Linda. I mean, a bunch. It rained before I don't even know if I was going to be able to do the live stream, because it rains so often and it just comes and goes. Rain. Like it rained all day yesterday. And they're expecting rain later on today. No, it rains a ton here. So there must be a drainage type thing up there. Absolutely. If there was a way I can get up there, I would show you, but I don't feel like hurting myself today. As with all good things, starts with alcohol. That is so funny. That's true. It's so true. Who's on the Walk of Fame? Locals? The Walk of Fame. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, the Walk of Fame. There's the Hall of Fame in Charlotte, but that's just for all the people involved in the NASCAR racing. That's all. I want to get a shot here. I want to maybe cross the street. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn you around here. And this is down here is a mill that I'm not sure if they're still in service or not. A lot of these mills have gone under, over time. I want to introduce you guys to my good friend Brian, who's on our journey with us today.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good night.
He's my bodyguard today to make sure we don't get hassled. But yeah, a lot of the mills here have, of course, closed, and you know exactly. Of course, a lot of you know that feeling. A lot of mills and mines and whatnot have closed, but yeah, that's ruined towns, as you know. So I'm not sure if that one is just the remnants of one, or if it is actually still in use. I believe Mooresville's main industry now is tourism because of the racing, because of NASCAR and all that business. So just kind of waiting to cross the street. I guess we could have crossed the street at that time. I don't know. The red hand says stop, so I'm just, the red hand says stop, so I didn't walk. So I would imagine tourism is probably their main industry nowadays. So Marcia says hello, Brian.
Right.
Elsie says hello. Oh yeah. Now you're gonna have to do these live streams with me every week, every month. Hey, I love actually getting out and doing them. It's fun. All right, here we go. I love the red brick crosswalks. Love me some red brick. Okay. Sorry, that was me. My fat thumb hit the wrong button. So that is my buddy Brian. All right, let's go here. The plants do not need watering, that's for sure. Just don't drink and drive. That's the deal. We have the great thing about Cooper is he can drive and he doesn't drink, so he can always drive us. Eleanor Rigby sits on the bench. Cool. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is, I've been to Mooresville many times. Here's something I want to show you. But I've never actually taken the time to look at plaques and stuff like that. So this is like a first time for me as well. Well, that's what I'm thinking, Linda. There's got to be a drain. They have like drainage systems where the water will run off. And I'm going to give you an example of some right here. These things right here. So there's a roof right there, and they have these guys right here that will bring the water from the roof. So they all get slanted towards these things, and they'll have them on the backside as well for the taller roofs. But these things will collect the water on the other side of the wall, which is the top of this section of roof, and it'll bring the water and funnel it down on the street. So my own house is a flat roof, and I hate it. Absolutely hate it. All right, this is kind of cool here. Mooresville, established 1873. First couple of Mooresville. I don't know if you can see them. It's pretty faded. Mooresville's first couple, Esther Jane Jenny Moore and John Robert McNeely. March 3rd, 1873, the small village known as Moore's Siding was incorporated into the town of Mooresville. Much of the land for initial development and also given for civic use came from John Franklin Moore. Mr. John Robert McNeely, Mr. Moore's son-in-law, was appointed as the first mayor of Mooresville. Several grandchildren and great-grandchildren of this couple still live locally. Holy moly. That's incredible. That's awesome. Talking about the old Atlantic, Tennessee, and Ohio Railroad. Let you read that if you cared to. We saw the train depot. The background of this is the oldest known photograph of Mooresville. Shows the train depot where flatbed railroad cars were loaded with cotton. Today, the building is the Depot Visual Arts Center, which we saw just a few blocks away at the corner of Main and Center. But that's that building that we looked at earlier and walked by. That's the old train depot. That's incredible. That's cool. Cotton weighing platform was at the corner of North Broad Street and Iredale Avenue. about 100 yards from where you are standing now. A similar cotton platform stood next to the train depot where John Franklin Moore Park is located today. And we went through that little park and showed you his plaque. So I wonder if we're looking at that building down there, that was part of the cotton mill. I don't know. Mooresville Cotton Mills began in 1893. I don't know if y'all can read that. I don't know if I want to sit here and read the whole thing, but it's just talking about the cotton mill. It says here that this mill was located about 1.5 miles from where we're at. It says you'll know it when you get there, and I think that's what I took a picture of, or was showing you. There's a picture photograph of the women in the mill. It's the Mooresville Cotton Mill Band. Look at that. More photos of the mill. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey Simon, how are you? Thank you for coming. Yes, Linda, yes, I do know Charlotte also named after royalty, right? Or a child of royalty. I can't remember exactly who. But yeah, the Carolines, yeah, everything in this part of the country seems that it'll have some sort of British UK roots with the names and histories and all that business. So yeah, pretty cool. The college football was interesting, Marcia. I'm so happy you mentioned it. It was awesome. We spent all day just watching football from 1 o'clock, about from noon till about midnight last night, just watching football. And it was awesome. Love it. Love college football. And here's the thing, down in this part of the country, college football is like a religion. It's insane. When we were up in Raleigh, they had a football game going on Saturday when we were leaving yesterday, and the whole town was just in chaos. It was awesome. Oh, there is a Walk of Fame. Okay. I'm so sorry. I think Elsie, you mentioned a Walk of Fame? I was like looking up this whole time and I didn't even know. So yeah, I'm gonna turn it around. Now I feel like an idiot. I gotta look down once in a while. So yeah, these are all drivers. That's Greg Biffle. These are all drivers from the. So I think these two guys, Greg Biffle and Ryan Newman, were just inducted and just had that's why they have the cones up here. They were just put in. But yeah, now that you can see it over there, you can see these plaques along the sidewalk here. And they go on and on and on. And there was on the other side, and you know what? You spotted it, and I totally missed it because I wasn't even looking down. I was looking up and at my phone. Yeah, so all these guys, most of them are drivers of some sort. Guys who are important to the sport of racing. Huh. And I didn't notice this earlier either because checkerboard, like the flag. That's awesome. Well, heck. See? Now you're all showing me something. Man, the sun has come out and it has gotten warm. Let's go over here. Let's see, how much time do I have here? Okay, I'm still good for another 20 minutes. They are drain pipes. Yes, in the States, people can't drink alcohol under 21, but can own a firearm, drive, and join the military. That is true. They drink, though, before they turn 21. So, that's a given. I started drinking, I think, when I was 16. Let's see here. But legally, yes. I know, it's kind of convoluted. It used to be a lot younger, and then they raised the drinking age down the road. But it doesn't make sense. You can send an 18-year-old off to war, but you can't let them have a beer legally. It's pretty dumb. History is getting older every day. That's such a true statement. So there off in the distance, I believe, is the mill. But this is the backside of the buildings, and I want to see if they have these drain pipes. They have gutters up there, so there's a way to get rid of the water somehow. I'm not entirely sure, but I assume they have. A lot of these places do have gutters, though, that or these pipes that take the water off the roof and drop it down here. There's this Latin for Charles. Thanks for showing us the drain pipes for the roofs. You'll find it strange to see this. Yeah, I can't wait to come, that's for sure. I know, I can't help you with the adverts, I'm sorry. There's a John Moore University, nice. I'm sure they were. Linda, I'm sure a lot of the first couples in these towns were all natives from somewhere else. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and cross the train tracks here. Yeah, up till 4 a.m. Holy moly, that's crazy. That's so crazy. I couldn't do it. But yeah, I get it. There's the Mooresville ice cream again. Yeah, we've pretty much already walked up and down the portion of Main Street here in Mooresville, the original. I'm trying to read and show video at the same time. Still trying to get better at this. In due time. Man, the sun has come out, and it's turned into a beautiful day. I'll walk down here for a little bit. I'm gonna turn you around though. It's not really a whole lot to show. Steve McQueen. Yes, he was a racer. Absolutely. Good morning. Friendly people. Carol. They do look miserable. Yes, of course they do. They had to live in the 1800s. Cotton weighing mill looks interesting. In the UK, a lot of the cotton mills are in northwest of England, near Manchester. A couple of them are still as... Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, I love seeing that some of them have become museums. So you're not going to lose the history of them. Yeah. No one smiled back then. That is for sure. We got about 10 more minutes and then we'll head out. Yeah.
No rush, sir.
I know. But we got places to go. Oh my gosh, it is hot. Oh, let's see if I can get you guys to look at this. On the backside, this is on the backside facing the tracks of the towns that are on Main Street. I don't know if I can show it to you, but you can see the advertising on the backside of the buildings, and you can see the drainage, how the drains work to empty the water off the roof. See that? It's just interesting for sure. I'm sorry I'm very behind here. If you've asked a question, I have not been following along here. I apologize. This has been fun though. It's been a lot of fun. A lot more fun than the Rio one, the Las Vegas one, that's for sure. Nice. That it is damp and that we have regular treatment for rust. Okay, when passing over the rail tracks, it's 200 years since passengers trains started. Wow. The U.S. needs some old castles. I never showed you photos or video. When I was in Napa doing the wine tasting thing, one of the wineries was a castle. And I can't remember the name. It was Italian wines. I thought that, but the owner had got bricks from the UK to build the stonework. What do you call those? Just stone bricks, whatever. He imported them, not the whole castle, but the majority of it, to at least build the tower and the drawbridge, everything. I mean, it came with a moat. This place was incredible. So yeah, there's a castle, at least in Napa, that serves really, really good wine. And the cool thing about it is when you do your wine tasting, you actually go down into the dungeon area below, and it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. So if you ever happen to go to Napa, I wish I could remember the name for you, but I can't. Look up the parrot sketch. Oh, the parrot sketch. Now it's starting to come back to me. I think maybe I have seen it. I'll have to check. So dinner tonight, like I mentioned, we're going to Epic Steakhouse. It's a steakhouse, so I'm having steak. It's my mother-in-law's favorite place, and it's probably one of the nicer places in town. And it's right here in Old Town, so it's really cool. It's freezing there. Oh man, I wish it was freezing here. It's hot, it's humid. I will. Yeah, the advertising on the building is amazing. I love it. Yes, Sam, I have seen it. I didn't get out of the car, but I have driven past it, and it's pretty. I would imagine most people have no clue what it is. They probably, we get the two bridges mixed up. Even when I was in Mexico and I was showing you those pictures, I called it London Bridge, and it was actually a picture of Tower Bridge. See, even though I knew, I still made the mistake. The new London Bridge is boring. Well, the old one wasn't that exciting either, right? I mean, well, yeah, I imagine way back in the day it was. It was pretty cool. Oh, here's this one's been touched up, but I'm going to show you this building advertisement. It's only because it's beautiful red color. But this one's definitely been touched up, redone, or it's brand new. I don't know, but I just love it. And that was very, you can see the different colors and different layers of bricks on this building. The different stonework and brickwork is very interesting here. You wonder how many, you see the different layers. It's almost, it reminds me of when I studied geology for a little bit. You you talk about the strata in the earth rock, and you can see all the different layers. It's kind of what reminds me of it. It's interesting. A lot of patchwork. This building's been around for a while, and it looks like has some bricks have fallen out. Interesting. They've just kind of fallen out. Look at all of them. And there they are. It's not good. Not sure if anybody's actually in that building, but it's interesting. Tequila-induced amnesia. Yeah, it is like a 70s ad. And there are the other ones I've shown you that look like they haven't been touched up at all. So, all right, here. Yes, it did. That's true. That's true. Brick buildings, they are here in the South. You'll see a lot of them in the South. Let me show you this artwork as well. This is on every side street. You're gonna get. Now this one looks a little bit. Oh, there's even one here behind me. Oh no, we showed you that one, Sundrop Cola. But you have. $3.50. Royal Blue shoes. $3.50 and $4 at J.P. Mills department store. Isn't that wild? I'm going to cross the street here and show you this one that's behind me. That's a Old Town fire hydrant. But you have this one here, Golden Girl Cola, a Mooresville hometown tradition for over 50 years. I think this one may have been touched up, or at least added to, because I believe that part looks somewhat new. But yeah, it's just really cool. Really cool. Okay, everyone. Let's see if I can cross the street without getting hit. We're clear. We're gonna walk down the back side. This is the park that they were talking about in his honor of the that shot down the railroad track. It's beautiful. Now we're gonna walk along the railroad track here. I gotta start heading back towards the car because we have to get going. Appreciate all of you coming with me today. It's a lot of fun. It's just interesting to be able to show you other places, and they've just kind of fallen on the last Sunday of the month, which is always nice. Because if I'm not doing this, I don't remember to take video and photos, to show you later. But yeah, we do need those prices. $3.50, $4 for a pair of shoes. Are you kidding me? I was at a shoe store yesterday with Brian here, and the shoes were like $170 for shoes. Ridiculous. That's probably poor mortar mix. Yeah. Probably. Jaywalking is actually, I think now it's legal here, yeah?
I don't know. I just did it myself, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It may still be technically legal. I'm not sure, but everybody does it. But I thought that they were talking about getting rid of it. Or they were saying they're just not going to enforce it. I don't know. But yeah, the brick, to add on to what I was saying, the brick buildings are very common on this part of town. Let me just get you a closer shot of these drains. This is the backside of the buildings that we saw on Main Street. And you can see the drainage coming from the roof. So that's electrical, of course, but if you see in the middle there, comes down and drops it out right there. They have to have some way of getting the water off there for sure, because they are flat. More of the back, more advertising on the back here. Drug company, Miller Drug Company. Kelly, what's that say? Kelly
Clothing.
Kelly or boys?
Boys or men.
Oh, 4 boys, 4 men. Kelly Clothing, 4 boys, 4 men. Gotcha. I don't know where that goes. But, yeah. Just interesting thing. Like, and Brian, I've been here with Brian a couple times now, and we've walked that street before, but we've never actually taken the time to actually look at what we're looking at. Yeah, the soil here, very red. It's one of the things that's so different that it is almost jarring if you're not familiar with it, because you're just used to digging in the dirt, and it's what we would think is dirt color. You dig in the dirt here, it's like bright red. And so, interesting stuff. Well, hey, everyone, I just want to say thank you for coming. We're back to the car now. We're going to take off. I just want to appreciate, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me today. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will probably see you this week. We're going to be moving on to some other videos, other topics. But thank you again for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast. Brian, you want to say?
Pleasure
goodbye?
meeting you all. Hope to see you again soon.
Okay. Love that guy. He's my favorite person on the planet. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.